Hey, my candied yams. It's Michelle Visage. Welcome to another episode of Whatcha Packin. All the way from Strong Island, it's Spice.
Hi.
What part of the island?
Babylon? I like to think Gaga wrote that song about where I live. But
About Long Island?
yeah. Yeah. We could pretend.
What was it like being a twin and growing up in Babylon, Long Island?
You definitely get compared a lot, but like we kind of use it to our advantage. Like, you can get
Identical?
Yeah, identical.
Are you considered identical? Because I feel like
Yeah.
you look different, but maybe because you kids try so hard to look different.
I mean, that's the whole thing. That's really like one of the main reasons why we do drag, so we could be seen as like two different people.
You two are Italian.
Yes.
What's the natural hair color?
Brown. So I dye black, Sugar dyes are blonde. So
Any other siblings?
yes, an older brother and sister.
And any other gabies in the family, or just you
no,
two?
just us. I mean, you never know, but
It's
just
true.
us for now. For now.
Put a pin in it. And have you always been
Blaming the house down boots?
Yes!
Yeah. Oh my god, always. We always say, like, I didn't even have to come out of the closet. Like, that closet door was see-through, you know? Like, it was just...
So how old were you two when you started dabbling in makeup?
I actually started doing it, like, on my dolls before myself, because I thought I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. For some reason, like, I mean, I guess just society in general, I just would, like, watch it, and then I would be like, oh, let me, like, edit it onto my dolls, because I would take pictures of them and, like, edit off their makeup and re-edit new makeup on. But then it was really for a YouTube video. It was like, ooh, let's like try doing makeup on each other. And it was kind of like a joke, but deep down we were like, oh wait, no, we're gonna eat this up. And back then, back then we were eating it up. I look back now and I'm like, oh, no, I'm like clutching my gay pearls. I'm like, no, there was the potential there. Like I looked into the mirror for 1 second, I was like, wait, like I'm kind of giving a little bit. But.
So then would you go to school and then come home every day and practice?
Well, I didn't start it that early makeup. I started makeup once I was out of high school. But
So
yeah.
not that long ago.
Yeah.
And you're that freaking good?
Oh, thank you. I think it's because growing up, I would draw
I was just gonna say, I
Yeah.
think because you're an artist.
Yes, I always say to be a good makeup artist, it really comes from being an actual artist a lot of the times. Because you're,
Yes.
especially with drag makeup, I like to think of it as you're creating new features. So it really is like your face is the canvas and you're drawing new things.
Do you remember your first memory of somebody or something glamorous that you were like enraptured by?
Growing up, my icon was Ariel, like the Little Mermaid. I was obsessed, like the red, that's why my favorite color is red. It's just such like a strong, powerful color. She was like my spice, kind of. She was like my muse growing up. So I love to like kind of like spicify things, like yassify them. So like I like taking Ariel, then making her like fun and me, and just very like high femme, because I wasn't like allowed to be that growing up. You always want what you can't have.
Absolutely.
You know?
And to this day, Little Mermaid's probably my all-time favorite animated picture from Disney.
wow.
That and Beauty and the Beast. The animation was the game changer. It's when they turned the corner.
I
Aladdin.
agree, yeah, something shifted.
It
Something
was,
shifted,
where it was
yeah.
like you felt like you were watching something real,
Yeah.
yet you knew it was animation.
Yeah.
And Ursula, I was
Yeah.
obsessed with. For
Of course, yeah.
obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So you kids start on TikTok and you start blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, before you're on the show, I had seen you and thought you two were just the most darling thing. But to be brutally honest, you haven't had that much performing experience. Is that correct to say?
We've done a couple performances, but that was always the thing. Like, it was hard getting like respect with other drag queens because they're like, you girls don't perform, you're not a drag queen. And we're like, but we are.
You are a drag queen. But when you go out there and you hit the boards, as they say, or you're paying your dues, it really does do something.
Right.
So I think what they mean is go out and earn your keep. Get out there and flub and flop on stage, fall on your face. Do a night.
Break my leg.
And it happens. Do a night where you don't get paid, more than $20. Like,
Yeah.
get out there
We
and
have
pay your
recently,
dues.
yeah.
You're gonna do
Yeah.
it more and more now that you're, superstars, even bigger from TikTok now on RuPaul's Drag Race.
thank you.
You're
Yeah.
gonna do the same move over and over. I know that move
yeah.
that you're gonna do. Exactly. You can incorporate that, but you're gonna expand on that
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
more than that.
A year from now, I'll be like,
Yes! What was that like for you when you had to lip sync against your twin and you knew that one of you had to go home?
Yeah. So the thing about that is that like we understood the assignment. We were looking at each other. We're like, we know the gays at the bars. Like, oh, sugar versus spice. It's the drama, the this. So yes, we're not dancers, but we're performers at heart. So we know how to turn it up. And I was having so much fun. Like you would think that it was like this scary moment, but I was a blur. We were just going crazy, but that's us, you know? Like, what else would you expect from Sugar and Spice other than an iconic, chaotic mess?
When Sugar went home and you sent her home,
Yeah.
did it define you differently? Did you see a different side of yourself?
It was scary at first, not gonna lie, because like, we were just having so much fun together. I was like, I wanna continue doing this with her. But then I realized, I was like, you know what? What's the point of that for me just to epically flop and just be sad and in my feelings that she's gone? It's like, no, I have to do this for her, but also I have to just do this for myself.
You kids are literally like watching two toddlers that are jacked up on cotton candy, but you're so pretty to look at.
Oh, thank you.
What was your favorite part about doing the show?
My favorite part was definitely the talent show, because the girls, they were all whispering. They're like, these girls are from TikTok. Do they perform? I don't know. And I just remember coming out of that coffin, and I feel like I just shook everyone up, and I was like, I was just like having so much fun. I remember I sat down after, and I was like to Sasha, I was like, what do you think? And she was like, it looked like you were having a blast up there. And like, that made my life, because I'm like, that's all I do it for. So I was happy that read, and it was fun to kind of like prove the girls wrong.
Anitra saved you.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was the biggest gag. I thought the gag of the season was me and Sugar walking to the workroom, but that was such a gag for me, because I thought it was lights out for me, court dismissed, bring out the dancing lobsters, you're done. Like, I was getting my like exit line ready. I was like, okay, girls, it's over. But I was just so shook. I was, I couldn't speak. I was like, wow, okay, cool, okay, let's do it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And of course, the crystal ball, your episode where you sashayed away.
Bit the dust.
Yes, but you got really far.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
You had to make that ball, that last look, you had to make yourself.
Yes, yeah.
But to be fair, you were very proud of it.
I was living, like, you couldn't tell me, you could not tell me anything, because I was like, ooh, I'm feeling my fan, I'm feeling gorgeous. Like, that's the gag. Sugar sews. So I'm like, oh, she should have been here for this, you know? But
yeah.
That was my game plan. I was like, okay, if we get to the ball, Sugar, you could help me, and I'll design it, and then we'll do the whole thing. So, you know, I guess that's why, like, I was there to do it on my own. It was like, no, babes, you gotta do this yourself. Like, figure it out for yourself. But I'm really happy with what I did.
You were very proud. Let's talk about your beautiful fashions.
Yes,
Let's talk about your casket look.
Yes, casket ready. That was kind of like a Spiderella Spice moment. You know, I love like a heel. You know, I feel like you gotta have a simple look, but if you have an 8-inch tripper heel, like, it takes it to the next level. And I always say, like, you know how everyone always like tells a girl like, oh, you're born to do drag?
Yes.
I'm like, I want to die in drag, you know? Like, F being born to do drag. Like, let me die in drag. If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be in the 8-inch heel, tippling over. So that was really fun.
First of all, who designed all of them? Are they different designers?
Yeah, so the casket ready look was my friend Young Reaper. And then this look was actually black and white striped in New York. I knew I wanted to wear an outfit like that because I saw Britney wore it in the 2000s.
Which was made by one of my dear friends, Agatha Blois of New York City Custom
wow.
Leather, yes. And I've got a few pairs made by her. She's done, you know, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. She did the stuff in the Dirty video, and she's amazing. So it is very 90s,
Yeah.
and it is very Agatha. So
Yeah.
I love that.
There was a doll actually made like to correspond with Britney's look, and I was like, oh my god, yes, the time that Britney's a doll, like, I have to do it. So it was, and it was flames, it was spice, it was fire, it went with the whole brand. So I
No,
had
it
to do
did, yeah, it did. So your Miley you did for Snatch Game.
Yes, yeah. And I love how it came out. I looked at it, Miley didn't even have rhinestones, okay? So that was the dragification of it all. And honestly, like a teddy bear licking like the gold teeth, like, you don't get much more f***ed up than that. So
This is our Miley.
Yeah.
This is why we love her.
yeah.
I thought you absolutely smashed it. You and your twin proved why you were there.
Yeah, I feel that too. And obviously I didn't win, but I feel like I did win because
You did.
my goal going onto the show was I'm gonna have the most fun. And I think I can deeply say that I had the most fun.
Baby, you could feel the fun.
Yeah.
And watching you has been a treat. And even with
thank you.
critiques, you were like, I know, you know, anything we said, you listened, you took with a grain of salt, you laughed. You never had an attitude. And if you kids can only stay that way, it'll be better for you because you kids are kind of innocent and pure in a way. And I
thank
love
you.
what you do.
One of the biggest surprises for me doing the show was how much my spirituality was gonna come into play. Because a lot, even after the lip sync Lollapalooza, a lot of the girls were like, you just looked like so happy up there. Like nothing was like shaking you.
Exactly.
And I was like, really? And because I fully thought I was going home that day, so I was like, if I'm going home today, why be defeated and set? I'm gonna just have so much fun. This is my last day on Drag Race, I thought at the time. So I didn't realize how much my inner mind was almost gonna read on the outside, so that was kind of cool for me.
You were amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, my love. See you out there on the road.
See ya.
Yes. And thank you for joining me for another episode of Whatcha Packin. I'll see you next time, kids. Fun fact, Spice can't wink.
Yeah, I can't. This is my wink.
Look at yes, practice your winking.
I'll practice my wink.
Oh, hey, everybody, it's Michelle Visage. Do you want Emmy-nominated gay? Well, then subscribe to RuPaul's Drag Race on YouTube.